Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Man, that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
Big shout out to the hottest chat in the MFN game. A-side official. No negotiation needed. Period. You already know what it is. The first in the building. Dixon on deck. Salute to you. You already know good morning to all the supporters, man. We back with an early one today. You know what I'm saying? Why not? I have to continue to keep the grease hot, right? I want to talk about two halves. You know, I want to give you two halves of this hot topic. What I've been cooking up, just like when we had that fish fry. I have one half Errol Spence Jr., and then I have the other half Teofimo Lopez. Whichever one y'all want me to start off with first, it's okay. But I just want to give y'all the opportunity to express. You know what I'm saying? Teofimo Lopez first or Terrence Bud Crawford. Either way, it doesn't matter because there's information that's going to be factual. It may be a lot of, little sprinkles of that spice in there. You know what I'm saying? But what spice the hot grease? Just to spice it up just a little bit. I think I'm going to start off with Teofimo Lopez. Hey, I say this over and over again. I fucks with Teo. But that doesn't mean that you get the therapeutic exemption by being an opportunist to clout chase like all these other boxers are doing off Bud Crawford's name. The man earned that slot. I can't remember one time where Bud Crawford was clout chasing off the fumes of another fighter, off the coattails of another fighter. You know what I'm saying? Off the momentum from another fighter. I can't remember when he was clout chasing ever. But lo and behold, in 2022, 23, 24, y'all been starting off strong. We have so many of y'all fighters that's now clout chasing. And it's crazy how it all happened after I said nobody is calling out the old guy. Nobody want to take that chance and call out the old guy. Nobody want to take that chance and call out the old guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about straight up call him out vigorously. Call him out when he's available. Most of these guys was on that wolf ticket train. You know what I'm saying? They was hanging out the window, wolf tickets flying all over the place. They say, hey, sir, can you stop littering, please? Just go sit down in your seat. You don't have to hang out the train door. Just go sit down. You got you're blowing wolf tickets all over the ground, man. Stop littering. I've never seen so many fighters clout chase an old guy's name that's already tied up. He's already tied up on schedule, bro. as of recent, it's been Teofimo Lopez. Now, I know there are certain, content creators that's out there talking about, trying to make it a race thing. You know what I'm saying? They love to do that. That's going to just kind of confusing when it comes to Crawford, though. I'm going to get to that. But they're trying to make it seem like a lot of black content creators are mad that Teo is doing the same thing a lot of other fighters was doing. Nobody's mad at him for doing that. I just wish they would say names, though. Instead of just beating around the bush. Nobody's mad that Teo is doing what he's doing. I like the trash talking. You know what I'm saying? I fucks with Teo. I like the trash talking, but it's what the topic, it's what the subject is that I have an issue with. If you're gonna trash talk somebody who you're trying to earn what they earn, you trying to like 3-6 Mafia, get on his level, get on my level. If you're trying to get on his level, at least recognize how he got to that level. That's all I'm saying, Teo. Recognize how he got to that level. Don't sit up here and think when you putting on wolf tickets out there that okay, he's at that level because he fought all handicap fighters. You hear people up here talking about people mad because Teo is calling him out. He ain't the only one to call out Bud Crawford. But it's cool to call him out knowing he got a rematch, though. It's cool to call him out when he got a rematch. It's cool to call him out when he has a rematch. It is cool to call him out when he has a rematch, there, Teo. You can, no one can say that I didn't tell you about Teo being a very astute mind when it comes to manipulating the media. He knows what time to do it, how to do it, and the process on what he can do to kind of gain or get the people's attention out here, get them to gravitate to what he's saying. And what he said was handicap. Don't too many people care about anything else he has going on right now. This is a person who said he was retiring from the sport for whatever, political reasons that he wanted to prove to this, that, and the other, but he never vacated his belt. Once again, everybody have their own way of moving through boxing. But you have to understand this, Teo. I don't mind you calling out, but he's contractually binded. I don't mind you calling out, but don't try to erase how he got to that point of you calling him out. Why are you calling him out? Why? The reason why you're calling him out is because he's on that throne right now. That's why. You don't want to admit it, just like a lot of other fighters don't want to admit it. This is one of the oldest boxers I've seen active that fighters are very, very fearful and frightened to be in this man's ear when he's available, when his schedule is open. His schedule is closed. They got the sign up closed. Be back in 3 days. No. Be back in 3 months. We'll return in 3 months. Schedule closed. Everybody want to go in there and knock on the window. Hey, I want to fight. Hey, anybody in there? I want to fight. I want to fight. Where you at? Where you at? The sign says be back in 3 months. I got Spence to take care of. You know what I'm saying? Then that sign has changed since then. It said to be determined because Spence decided to go to the hospital and say, I got an eye injury. So the sign say TBD. TBD. Now that we understand that fighters like Spence, listen to me, Teo. Fighters like Spence, who you was giving credit to go in there and beat Crawford. Fighters like Spence was on the pound for pound list. Now you're saying because he was on the pound for pound list, he did what he had to do to get there. Oh well. But at that moment when it was time for him to split the ropes on that fateful night, he had an eye injury. So Crawford, in your words, have been fighting handicapped fighters, fighters that had something wrong with them. You know what I'm saying? And that's not cool, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for the spirit of the sport, in Jack Reed's voice, for the spirit of the sport, bro, you need to give that man his credit and just due before he take it from you. And I don't even think Crawford will take it from you. Because in order for him to take it from you, you know what I'm saying, in a sanctioned bout, you have to sign the contract. And truth be told, I'm not buying, I'm not selling, I'm not sitting up here believing those wolf tickets that you selling. If everybody else that's sitting up here jumping up and down to my, hey, he gonna go, Teo is smart. But he ain't that stupid. He's smart, but he ain't that stupid. We talking about 2024. Don't talk all this shit and you don't plan on fighting him in 2024. Because we don't know now, when if Crawford and Spence is gonna fight. But let's just say it's postponed and he can work some shit out where he's released from the contract from Spence or whatever the case. I want all these fighters, I want y'all to group up again and huddle and run that fucking play. I want y'all to goddamn get in whatever type of order y'all need to get in. Chronological, alphabetical. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can gauge boxing recs together. I want y'all to get in order from 1 to 3. You know what I'm saying? Get in order. And go up here and fulfill your motherfucking nightmare. That's all you got to do. Fulfill your nightmare. I want Teofimo Lopez at the top of the chain. You know what I'm saying? I want you at the top of the chain. Because you, like a lot of other people, didn't learn by watching July 29th. Crawford and his coach went up there and did the same thing you doing. He didn't fight nobody. Try to discredit every big name opponent that he had on his resume. Period. But see, this thumbnail, I wanted to give you a vision there, Teo. I want to give you a vision of how it will look in the future. It's always good to give a forecast, not just for the weather there, Teo, but for the storm that's brewing. The rainstorm, the tornado, the hurricane, you know what I'm saying? The earthquake, the thunder with the lightning. I'm just giving you a forecast. That how you was up there on Michelle Joy Phelps Boxing Social and you was saying, I got one loss. Yes. And look at me now. I'm this champion. I'm still the king at 140s. Yes. I understand that, T.O., bro. You talking to somebody who fucks with you, bro. But I got to ask you this. What do you have to, what advice, what motivation do you have to give to the fighters that's undefeated? Please tell me, what advice do you have to give to the fighters that's undefeated? Seriously, what advice would you give Crawford, who doesn't have a motivational speech from self-experience that has taken an L? What do you have to say to him? You know what I'm saying? What would you say to someone who really haven't taken the Lima over? Do you copy over? Once again, Lima. To Omaha headquarters, do you copy over? Sir, we have no response. We have no response. Do you have the right signal? Yes, sir. Right coordinates? Yes, sir. Let me read the message. Okay, send it one more time. Omaha headquarters. Do you read over? Do you read over? Attempt to send the L. Do you copy? There's no response there, sir. What do you want me to do? We'll just wait. Roger that, sir. You can't send that message out there. What motivational message, T.O., is you going to send out there to Omaha about how you can take a L and then you give a motivation speech? It's not over. What if you went about your whole career damn near? You damn near at the back end of your career and you still have that O. See, you just starting off. I understand. You did amazing things in the early part of your career. But right now, you're projecting all these freaking jabs at Crawford, and just simple trash talk, cool. I could have brushed that shit off, but just to once again act like you didn't see what happened on July 29th and you mad bitter, you being a hater right now. You know what I'm saying? You coming here acting like you really, that's not even smoke anymore. That's not even smoke. I can't even say you really want that smoke with Crawford. It's not even smoke. You know what I'm saying? Burn victims don't look like Errol Spence, T.O. No. Burn victims don't look like Errol Spence. That's when somebody put gorilla hands on a human being. That's when somebody massaged his whole facial composition with pain. Burn victims don't look like that, bro. They don't look like Errol Spence did on July 29th. You know what I'm saying? That was the T-Mobile massacre. He had that man wearing a crimson mask, T.O. You really want to go through that? You really want to go through that? I bet anything this entire year that we ain't going to see you in the ring with Crawford. I bet next year, because it'll be better for you all next year, because he would have gotten older again. You know what I'm saying? He would have earned another year. In 2025, even at that age, I'm sure I won't see you in the ring with him. This too shall pass, because it's only a wolf ticket. It sounds good at the top of the hill, T.O., when people just hearing it, and then it comes down and everybody's talking about it. But you know the wild part about it is that nobody's mad at what you're doing. It's just people like myself don't believe that you're going to take any action to pursue it. Did you hear what one of his trainers said, Red Spike, when, certain people was trying to call out Devin Haney? Call out Terrence Crawford? Did you hear what he said? He said, we don't mind the call out. Just follow through with it. Just follow through with it. Just give us something to work with so we can get in the lab. We're not going off wolf tickets. We need documentation, administration. We need all that to be legally transferred back and forth. Communication has to be set in stone. We had to get this ball rolling the right way. Not this social media shit. That's not going to make a fight. That's not going to make a fight. Y'all want to call out Crawford when he's tied up. I'm talking about hog tied. He's still able to move around, but when it comes to that paperwork is hog tied until Errol Spence roll out the goddamn ER into the freaking ambulance or freaking awaiting Uber and take it back to the crib with all his meds. I'm so disappointed. I'm so disappointed in 2024 on all these fighters that's up here clout chasing this man's name. You know me, I had to remind Teofimo Lopez exactly what that fight will look like. You know what I'm saying? You will have your second loss, and you will have that one of those losses, one half of that would be via stoppage. You know what I'm saying? That would be via stoppage, they'll tell. You will not be going the distance because Crawford is not Lomachenko. Crawford is not Sandor Martin. Crawford is not George Cambozo. Crawford gets you hurt like that early, you already seen what happened. You already seen what happened. You know it's a difference. It's a difference in how he closed down on his opponents. His killer instinct is different. You know what I'm saying? That's if he chooses to flip on the switch with you. You keep on talking like this, hey, you're not going to be able to even get that shit to flicker on just a little bit, like a low wattage bulb. You know how I flicker on and off, T.O.? You're not going to be able to do it just by talking online. Yeah, you got his fingers to working. You know, he's on vacation doing whatever rich people do. Yeah, he's going to entertain you. You know what I'm saying? Just to get some buzz out there. Bzz, we need some big fights. I'm going to be honest, T.O. You good at what you do in the media, but you have to separate yourself from all the other fighters that have called him out, and they haven't been able to make good on it. They call him out, but he ain't the first name. It's been plenty of people call him out knowing damn well he can't do anything right now. They call him out and then talk about him. Get it together. Hold up. You call him out. So are you trying to call out one of the best in the game because you legitimately feel that he is one of the greatest of this era? Let me ask that again. Are you calling Bud Crawford out because you feel he's one of the greatest of this era? Okay. If you feel that he's one of the greatest of this era, shouldn't you be treating him like that when you call him out? Shouldn't you say, he's done a lot for the sport. I respect his achievements. Not, who is he fought? Everybody he fought was handicapped. See, it's very, very hypocritical for you to even mention his name if you felt he ain't did shit. So once again, how did he become two-time undisputed? How did he have all these accomplishments? How did he remind you that he's already been there, done that, T.O.? How can he put no comment up here for Spence, who he's already got the T-shirt for? He's already got the T-shirt. But then he goes a little bit further and tell you, T.O., Ben did that in 2014, sir. He reminds you that he did that in 2014 prior to you even being a professional boxer. He reminds you of that. So how are you calling out Terrence Crawford if you don't want to recognize what you calling him out for? You calling him out because he is the MFing man. He is the one that's wearing the crown right now. So that's why you calling him out. I don't think y'all cats even think about that. You want to blend in the black conversation. It don't matter, you know, what the blackness is. The T.O., when Crawford put hands on you, even when the bruises come, you're not going to be black. This one color you're going to be first is red. And then it's going to go through a period of color shades. You know what I'm saying? It's going to go from red to purple, blue, and then to black. It's according to how much he want to punish you in that motherfucker. And then it's according to the referee. You might not be able to go through those phases of transition if Tony Weeks in there. You know what I'm saying? You might want to goddamn pay for Tony Weeks to goddamn be in that damn ring when Crawford in there. At least you know that he gonna save your life. But back to the dilemma that I have. These fighters are calling Crawford out and then saying the same shit. He ain't fought nobody. All his opponents wasn't nothing special, but yet you calling out his name. That doesn't make any sense. You're trying to say the man got to the top of the mountain by a freaking private jet. You're trying to say he didn't even climb and go through the rigors of commitment and dedication, hard work, sweat, blood, sweat, and tears. You're trying to say that's not what happened. You're trying to say he was airlifted and dropped off atop the summit, and he never really had to do all the hard work that's required to be in that position. Now, that's bullshit, man. You calling the man out because he is wearing the crown. Let me get back to another tweet. Let's get back to this one. Been there, done that. He reminds you again there, T.O. What about this for you, T.O.? Terrence Crawford said, I fought everyone and everybody that was put on my table. Never turned down a fight in my life. Even if it was late notice, moving up in weight. Short fighters, tall fighters, strong fighters, fast fighters, boxers, brawlers, etc. I fought them all. And see, speaking of brawlers, T.O., I remember when you did the little shiesty comments and tried to tell, Errol Spence that his strength his power. I think you said power over skills. I think that was what you use. Powers over skills. You'll be able to go. I'm taking you, Spence. Power over skills. That's what you said. A lot of people weren't paying attention. That power over skills. That's what you said. But Crawford mentioned he's fought brawlers. You know what I'm saying? He fought strong fighters. And being that you was talking about power over skills, well, guess what, Teo? You need to go to YouTube and see, can you retrieve that fight too, July 29th. You know what they say in boxing now, Teo? Timing beats power. Ooh. Timing beats power. And we know during that fight, I could have sworn that the first time I seen a watch on the end of Terrence's goddamn gloves, I seen a motherfucking timepiece on the end of that bitch. Because every time Spence tried to double up on the jab, 1-1-2, to get in close, or whatever he was up there doing, all I heard was a pinball machine. Like I used to play growing up. Used to put 10 cents in that motherfucker. And then a quarter. You know, inflation was going up. Just like the goddamn punch count. You know what I'm saying? It was going up. Every time Spence tried to get in close. Bing, bing, ding, 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 bing, ding, 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 bing, ding. Just like a pinball machine. Just like an old school pinball machine. And Teo, you think you're gonna come in here and solve something? All stoppages at 47? You're not the biggest fighter. Oh, that don't mean anything because you're gonna say you was in there with Masayoshi Nakatani. Well, God damn it, he ain't Masayoshi Nakatani. Let me explain that to you. And everybody else after that, I don't know what to tell you, bro. None of them fighters add up. You want to talk about one of the tallest fighters that you fought on your resume of recent. Yeah, let's talk about Masayoshi Nakatani. You know what I'm saying? But besides that, you can't compare Crawford to Cambozo. You can't compare him to none of them cats that was at 140 that you fought, especially Sandor Martin. You can't compare him to that. And you look terrible in that fight, man. I never heard Crawford, just turn over and ask Bomac anything of a sort. Do you think it's time for me to retire? Brian, answer me. Are you paying attention? Brian, do you think it's time for me to retire, Brian? I don't believe I've ever got that vibe that Crawford would turn to Brian Bomac and ask him, is it time to hang him up? Coach, talk to me. Talk to me, coach. Please, I'm getting emotional. Hurry up before we got to go out here and they read the results. Talk to me, coach. Is it time? Come on, man. Is it time for me to hang him up, man? It's time for me to knock the gloves, man. It's time for me to have my last parade. Let me know, man. Let me know. I mean, I don't think I ever heard Crawford do that shit, bro. Shout out to Mr. International, Toby Bartlett on deck. What's good? JD Boxing. What's good, man? Mass Fishing and Sports. Fishing and Growing. What's good? Salute to you. Teal don't want to smoke with Bud. Would love to see it, though. Get it on with Haney or Tank. Stay in your lane. I like to see them fight. You know what I'm saying? T.O., Haney, Tank. Yeah, I like to see that. But Crawford, why? Why do it to yourself? You know, everybody want to talk about challenging themselves. And you want to talk about Rosa Parks. You want to give all this black history. I told you T.O. is very tactical when he's in the media. He picked the right time. I ain't mad at him for his trash talking. I just know it's wolf tickets. Why would I be mad at something that I don't believe? Come on, man. Fuck with me, right? Why would I believe something? Why would I be mad at something I don't believe? Why do cats always want to be like kids on here? Oh, y'all mad. Nah. Bro, how old are y'all out there? How old are you doing this shit? Y'all say, oh, you mad, you big mad. I mean, like, damn, it's a natural emotion to feel some type of way. You know what I'm saying? It's natural for us to feel this way. Carlos on deck, I see you, bro. Salute. It don't matter. I see you. What's good? My guy, Mr. Gumbo, a.k.a. Hot Grease, is in the building. What's good with it, Gumbo? G Money on deck. Salute. I mean, hey, I'm trying to get this clarity right here. I'm trying to get this clarity that, T.O. didn't want to acknowledge what's been going on. Like, even when you look at all the back and forth that's been traded between him and Crawford, I understand this stuff goes on, but as content creators, right? This is a fickle. It has the content creators in a fickle. You know why? Because if it was anybody else, they would be, you would have, the Hispanic fans, supporting T.O., and then the black fans want to jump over here on Crawford. But see, Crawford, he don't have that big of a fan base on the YTC like that. So they can't use that freaking race card. They can't say, oh, man, T.O.'s saying that about Crawford. We're going to get on here and defend Crawford. No. They ain't going to do it. And look, a lot of them don't like T.O., so they're not going to jump on here and defend T.O. But WCS will get you right. I'll get you right. I'll help you understand. Because it's cool. It's cool banter. Like I said last night, it's cool banter to go over here and put up these tweets, but you're not thinking. You know what I'm saying? You being ethered with receipts from Crawford. WCS reminded you that you put Loma and Taylor with X's, and those X's stand for you being prevented, nor were you given an invitation to be on the undisputed in the 4-belt era. You fought both of these guys for belts, and with that achievement, earning wins over them, it did not get you on the list in the 4-belt era as undisputed. Furthermore, it didn't get you in the top 5 on the pound for pound list. Furthermore, you know damn well that it ain't nothing, it's not nothing coming soon. This ain't coming soon. You know damn well it ain't coming soon. You know damn well it ain't coming soon there, T.O. It ain't coming soon. This is not coming soon, brother. This ain't coming soon. See, the one thing you need to understand about Crawford, he hunts different. You know what I'm saying? He has a tenaciousness about him that I think you're one of those guys who can, say that you're athletic, and then I'll turn around and say Crawford is just as athletic at his age than you are in your youth. Then when it comes to strength, I know you're not stronger than Crawford. Is it going to come down to boxing skills? I hope not, because you was pretty much putting Errol Spence power over Crawford's skills. So being that you don't have more power than Crawford, what are you bringing that you feel that's going to supersede what Crawford has going on? That's all I want to know, T.O. What are you going in there to leverage? What's your appraisal? What areas of your skill set that you said, okay, this is gonna benefit me more going in there with Crawford? Because you shot down his skills when it came to Spence. You and Spence don't have the same style. So since you don't have the same come forward style as Spence, how are you gonna go in there and leverage your skill set against Crawford? That's what I want to know. I want to know the secret, for real. I want to know that secret. I want to know the secret because I don't see it playing out any other way except this right here, that T.O. For real. I know you got another fight coming, but I'm giving you that prediction. You put SOON. So I had to come up and give you that prognosticated, reflection of what it would look like. That 41-0, that's Spence. That's 2 fights with Spence already. Spence ain't winning that rematch. But that's what it's going to look on your box rec. TKO round 4. That's what it's going to look like in your box rec. I'm gonna let that sit up there for a minute. Hold on, y'all. All right, we back. Yeah, but I almost guarantee you, man, in upcoming months, especially in this calendar year, I just don't see anything coming to light. I don't see this really blooming into anything. Not even the onion. You know what I'm saying? I don't see it, bro. You know, it sounds good and everything, but I don't see this blooming into shit. I just feel it's being all wolf tickets. And you know what wolf tickets does for WCS is just allowed me to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? It's wolf tickets. It's nothing gonna come of it. You talking about fighting the best, the best, the best. Okay, you want to fight the best. All right, I get it. You say you want to fight the best, but yet these cats don't understand. It's almost like it's a pocket there. It's just a pocket of ignorance that's floating around. You know, just like they say, you get a bubble. If you get a bubble in your bloodstream, it can be deadly. They have this bubble that's floating around. You know what I'm saying? In their bloodstream. And that bubble is made it up to their brain. And that shit is goddamn blocking out some common sense shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just blocking out some areas of common sense where there should be some common sense. If I want to get credit, and this is how I could tell you these fighters really don't process what they say a lot of times, because you want to call out a fighter that supposedly has a name, right? But you don't want to recognize why they have that name. Why are you even considering them to say, oh, it's up to fight the best fighters, right? That's what Teo said. It's up to fight the best fighters, right? So that's what I want to do. You know, I want to fight the best fighters. So if you want to fight the best fighters and get full-blown maximum credit for fighting Crawford, why, when it comes to acknowledging why he's where he is today, why does it become so difficult for y'all to speak English? Y'all start his resume. This guy ain't this and that. So if you're saying that all the big names on his resume wasn't nobodies, they wasn't nobodies. They wasn't nobodies. Why are you identifying him as the best then? If he fought an easy touch to get the second undisputed set of crowns, then that means Errol Spence wasn't shit. But he was on the pound for pound list, but he wasn't shit though. You know what I'm saying? Even UTO, when you fought Vasily Lomachenko, he wasn't undefeated. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't undefeated. You talking about a guy who was coming off a win, or Luke Campbell for the vacant. You know what I'm saying? And chose to be elevated to the franchise, which you petitioned for. That petition was pretty much a denial slip of you being in the, recognized as a pound for pound fighter in the four-belt era. You know what I'm saying? And the only way you was going to get the belt to punch your ticket so you can be validated, confirmed official in the four-belt era where all these other fighters' names that's on there was to fight Devin Haney. But for you, I understand. You would have had to fight Haney, then you had to go back and fight Kambosos to get your title back. I get it. But sometimes that's what you have to do. Just like you took the different route from the WBC and went and fought Masayoshi Nakatani, Richard Coleman, and then Lomachenko. I totally understand it. But at the end of it, Crawford has completed 2 stages of the undisputed in the four-belt era. He was the only man prior to Naoya Inoue. He was the first man and the only man on that list to have done it twice. Not one time, but 2 times. Not one time, but 2 times that, T.O. So this is my word of advice to you. If you want to say that you want to fight the best, you can't say that Crawford's the best, but yet when it comes to giving him besties, you know what I'm saying? You give him his credit, his credit. Give him his credit, his validation. You can't sit up here and talk shit about his resume. Which one is it? You want to be recognized as one of the greatest? You build up him as being one of the greatest of this era. You don't sit up here and talk shit about a resume just to get some traction going out here. And you have grown adults telling me, oh, he mad, he big mad. They big mad because T.O. out here talking to Crawford. Man, T.O. is his own Crawford's his own man. Why should we be getting mad about somebody talking shit about Crawford? This man is very wealthy. He's providing for his family and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? One of the kings of this era in boxing. One of the best to do it. You recognize that. But yet, in the process of you clout chasing his name, you say, I'm going to shit on his resume. He fought all but handicapped fighters, but you want to fight him. So what you should be doing is trying to find somebody who has that respectable resume. You should go seek out these guys. Where are they? Where are they? Keith Thurman was dropped by Manny Pacquiao, who's 67 years old right now, elder statesman in the Philippines. Who is it? Somebody got to have the belts. Somebody got to have the belts. You fought 2 fighters. 2 fighters there, T.O. I'm about to inform you of some shit that might sting just a little bit, like wasabi. Okay? You fought 2 of your biggest fights. And these 2 fighters weren't undefeated there, T.O. I know you want to step in there and you consider Crawford the best, but you don't want to give him credit. It's just the card you play in this boxing game. You know what I'm saying? You want to play around a little bit. I get it. But Richard Coleman and Vasily Lomachenko wasn't undefeated fighters. Okay? When you fought Lomachenko to unify at the lightweight division and undisputed in the franchise era, wherever they're going to put that official, in the franchise era, you would be number one on that list. But then you look at Terrence Crawford when he fought Julius Ndongo to unify 140. Julius Ndongo was undefeated. When he fought Errol Spence Jr. to unify for undisputed at 147, Errol Spence was undefeated. Both of his opponents were unblemished at the time Crawford stepped in the ring with him for that momentous occasion that put him on a short list of fighters who became undisputed in the 4-belt era: WBC, WBA, IBF, WBO, A-side, 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 A-side official, T.O. A-side official. And you think you fucking with this man? No, you just fucking with this man. You know what I'm saying? You ain't really fucking with this man. You just fucking with him. You just selling wolf tickets out here for people to listen. I get it, bro. I get it. It happens in boxing. I get it. I understand, bro. T.O.'s a good fighter, but he ain't no Bud Crawford. Hey, Toby, man, let him know, man. Stop swinging them switchblades like that, man. Come on now. Put the sheath on it first, man, before you swing. Somebody's going to get cut. The last person that came this strong at Bud was Vilified. And we seen what happened there. See, he gonna read that comment and say, it don't matter. That's what he's going to say. It don't matter. It don't matter. See, Benavidez came at him way, way tougher than Tio. Just talking shit about, you know what I'm saying, somebody's resume and all that. Okay. But at the end of the day, Benavidez was unblemished when he stepped in there with Crawford. When Crawford doesn't have no draws on his record, no split decisions on his record, no majority draws on his record. You know what I'm saying? No majority decisions on his record. I mean, it's a lot of areas in there that's goddamn. I'm talking about they got that ceramic gloss to it. It's a lot of shiny areas on his resume that T.O. knows that shit. But he get in front of the mic and say, and when Michelle said, oh, you called out Terrence Crawford? Yeah. Why would somebody redirect that back to you and say, you called out Terrence Crawford? You know why? Because that's a dangerous name, bro. People just don't call out Crawford for play when it comes to actually being close enough to sign the contract, though. Now, they'll call him out for play if it's a wolf ticket. We've seen a lot of fighters up there on the sounding like a Yorkie Terrier on top of a freaking hood of a car. A Prius at that. I want Crawford. Who is that? I want Crawford. You know who he is? Look at my phone right here. This is who he is. Man, you better get your ass off the hood of that car and get back in your kennel. Go get back in there. Who let you outside without supervision? You about to become a stray. Up there messing with that man. You don't want that. Okay, explain what you want to see in the fight. What's going on, Life? What's good? What's going on, Bailey? W says Lopez only have 19 wins. Give me a break. Every boxer that talks about Bud is not on his level. Well, let's just examine that a little bit closer. Does it really have to be a certain amount of numbers? You know what I'm saying? Because look, this is what they say, Joseph. They say that we get older. Father Time is undefeated. You know what I'm saying? They continue to give us the breakdown, especially the older gentlemen like myself. They continue to say, hey, man, Father Time undefeated, dog. You 2024, what that mean for you? You about to turn a whole year older again, dog. What you gonna do, man? You can't stop it. So in boxing, they pretty much try to amplify that when it comes to boxing years. Like, just think about it. You do add years on to your life when you are boxing as an amateur, according to how young you started, and then what age you actually turned professional. And then boxing is one of the sports, one of the only sports where, yeah, you are basically sparring with headgear on, some of them, and you're being basically damaged preparing for a fight. And then once you get to that point where you're headed into the fight, you take even more damage. So it adds years on to your life. It absolutely does. It adds years on your life. So, when you talk about Teo only having 19 fights, these younger fighters are somewhat looking at it like Bud is getting older, Errol Spence getting older, Keith Thurman getting older. The old guard should be on their way out. But not every person aged the same. It's according to how they took care of their body, what they put in their body. And this is where I'm at with it. You know what I'm saying? I did a live not too long ago that Bud, why are these fighters not calling out? And Teo wait till some weeks pass and then, he get on here and call out Bud. Because I put it out there. I said, these fighters ain't calling out Bud. Why? Why is he the most feared man in boxing? Why they not calling him out? Why they're not calling out Bud Crawford? All these little young lions that's going around here looking from a distance. Roar. And some sounding meow, meow. Then you got some roo, roo. They're not even goddamn trying to be heard. Roo, roo, roo. Roar. They're not even trying to be seen. They don't want that monster to come on. And then sure enough, I guess it's how you say it. It's what you say when you saying it to get the response from Crawford. And that's what's been going on. Teo got some accolades. I'm not going to diminish his accolades, but I have to address what I do notice out there with the pound, not the pound for pound, the undisputed list and the pound for pound register. I have to acknowledge that. You can't sit up here and say you called out Crawford like he's a big deal and then say he fought all handicap opponents. So why do you want to fight him though? That's what I'm saying, Teo. Why do you want to fight Crawford? What is your purpose for fighting him if you feel that he hasn't fought anybody? Sometimes, from afar, when you see a fool from afar, they can't tell the difference. One fool to another, they can't tell the difference. This is how this YTC shit work. Somebody say some foolish shit from afar to another fool. They say, yeah. They put their thumb in there. Okay, I got you. You don't know what the fuck you just said. They don't know if you said some dumb shit. Hey, man, I'm gonna fuck with Crawford, man, on that. Okay, cool. He can't hear you. Get a little closer. Hey, man, I'm gonna start fucking with Crawford like I want to fight him. Why? Bro, he tied up in a contract. Why would you do some shit like that, man? Why would you do that? Are you really wanting that smoke right now? Because fighting Crawford ain't smoke. Burn victims don't look like that. You're dealing with something way worse, bro. Have you ever seen a human being get beat down by a gorilla? A silverback monster? I mean, goddamn, a Yeti? An Omaha Yeti? Bigfoot? Have you ever seen it? Just go to July 29th. That'll give you a little bit of vision that, a more graphic vision if you so desire. You know what I'm saying? That'll give you a more graphic vision. I can't see how Diddy can outcoach Bomac on his team. I'm not even gonna hold you on that. I can't see how Diddy will even help Teo get ready for Crawford. You know how they've been trying to cross-thread trainers? Hey, how you doing? I'm thinking about fighting Crawford. As long as can I drop by the World Class Furniture Store and get a couple of sessions in so we can try to figure this minefield out. Because I want to come up out of there with my legs at least. You know what I'm saying? I know the upper half of my body is going to get fucked up. You know what I'm saying? That's a no-brainer. It's gonna get fucked up. But I'm trying to come up out of there, walking under my own accord. All right? I don't want to have to be escorted back to the freaking dressing room via stretcher. So if you can show me, go through the motions there, Spence, on what you felt in there with Crawford twice. Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, I ain't feel shit. After the second round, I was numb. I ain't feel shit. So when he knocked you to the canvas, you didn't feel anything. And no, man, all I saw the lights up there, and I saw something in the lights who happened to be the referee. So my mind told me that whenever a referee is serenading you with numbers, to make sure you get up before that one number, whatever that was. So that's what I did. I got up. Oh, okay. So you don't remember shit like what you did wrong, what you could have did better. No, man, a lot of shit I could have did better, but I couldn't do better. You know what I'm saying? When you want to do better and can't do better, you just fucked. You know what I'm saying? So what about the second fight? Like, I know that ended shorter than the first, but what can you tell us about the second fight? I have no recollection of that shit. Because it just seems like he was trying to hit me in my right eye. The shit I had surgery on. And man, that was uncalled for. He got me out my game early, man. I was pissed. I said, this nigga doing this shit on purpose, dog. Oh my God, man. Damn, man. I don't know why these cats even do it. And let me get to Spence right quick, man. I want to get to Spence. Spence right now is in such a terrible situation because I've been on record. Let me take this down. I've been on record as saying that Spence hasn't came out here and made any excuses. I was on record as saying this shit. I was on record as saying that Spence haven't made excuses. Right? So Ishe Smith pretty much put it out there that the boxers go through a thorough eye examination, which I've seen. I've seen these boxers go through a thorough eye examination. But Spence said Better Man won that night. And then he asked the BUT. He's been up here talking about getting his ass whooped, but he's not zipping it up and leaving it out there as an air freshener. You know what I'm saying? He's having you think that he's gonna Febreze it with saying, hey, Bud Crawford did what he had to do. He whooped my ass. It was long overdue. I wasn't living the lifestyle of a boxer. He's trying to Febreze that shit. And then on his way out the door, he just goddamn let out a big ass fart. Stink up the place. Why? He say Better Man won that night at Ishe Sugar Shay. Don't know shit about what he's talking about. How would they see it my whole career when it formed 3 years ago and I came to Vegas a month before my fight? I'd give $100K to anyone who's seen or heard me spar in Vegas and with who and where. Well, I'll take that $100K there, Spence. I'll take it. I actually seen you spar. I'll take the $100K, Spence. But first, let me get to this point. So now, it formed 3 years ago. 3 years ago. 3 years ago. Let's go back and say 20, 21, 22. Formed 3 years ago. So, he's now confusing a lot of people by saying these cataracts start to form 3 years ago. So recently he put out that it got so bad that he had to have surgery, but he still went into the fight with Bud Crawford, no problem, and went into 9 rounds of something that he say formed 3 years ago. So let's go here. It formed 3 years ago. 3 years ago. So his last fight was July 2023. Let's go back 3 years ago. So pretty much we already know from December 2020, 21, 22, and 23, 3 years ago. All right. Within that time frame, he has fought Danny Garcia and Yordenis Ugas. Right? That's 3 years ago. December 21, 22, and 23. That's 3 years ago. So when he said formed 3 years ago, he fought Sean Porter September 28, 2019. That will place him over the 3-year measure. But within that 3 years, he fought Danny Garcia, which he said he knew he can go in there and dog walk him without being 100%. And then he fought Yordenis Ugas, which he swelled up his eye and everything was good to go. He was the rib collector. He was a rib collector and the eye collector. Okay. So within 3 years, we have never heard anything about no cataracts. But I do like that Spence is putting out this information. You know why WCS love it? Because it further contradicts his fan base. It further contradicts his fan base. It shows how pathetic they are when they came up with all these lies. Because Spence is not on the same sheet of music that y'all are. Y'all was up here saying that, you know, he was weight drained and all that. And everybody wanted to get on the motherfucking tricycle and goddamn pedal one time and fall off the side of the cliff. All y'all crashed out the same way. Oh, he was weight drained. He was weight drained. And Spence is out here saying he had cataracts. That's why he couldn't see the 50 jabs in the hook. The last time I checked in boxing, your primary tools of weaponry is what? The right left or the left right. That's what you use, and then you got your feet and everything else in your headquarters, your neurological headquarters. But when it comes down to the physical, your physical tools, that's your left, right, your right, left. He ain't mentioned anything about no weight drain. He's talking about cataracts. What about this right here? What about this? What about this to the pro Spence fans? He said, in week of the fight, I got cleared for a shot in my side. What's that about? He said a shot in his side. He didn't say a shot in his ribs. What did he need a shot in his side for? Hey, this takes me back to what Shot News said. I remember when the video came out there and he said, man, he shot. He shot. Look the way he's walking. And he was walking gimp. Like he was gimp. You know what I'm saying? This was after the fight, though. Or this may be before the fight. I can't remember. But I do remember, Shot News mentioning something about that. But he said the week of the fight, I got cleared for a shot. Just like Vasily Lomachenko had to get cleared for a shot before he stepped in there with Teofimo Lopez in the biggest fight of his life. So now Errol Spence is saying he got cleared for a shot in his side. He didn't say his rib cage. He said a shot in his side. You can't get a shot for broken ribs. That's dangerous. You can't go in there and get a shot for broken ribs. So why did Errol Spence get a shot in his side? Why did he get a shot in his side? You Spence fanatics out there, can you please get with your sources and help me understand why this man received a shot in his side, and also why all of a sudden he's putting out cataract information and y'all didn't put it out first? None of you Spence-aholics, aerosexuals put out any of this freaking information prior to now. This man has mentioned nothing about being weight drained, but talking about cataracts and getting a shot in his side. What was the shot about? Why don't y'all know about that? Y'all busy over there trying to scoop up new fighters to talk about because y'all gave up an abandoned mission. Y'all abandoned him, bro. Y'all never really was his true fans anyway. Y'all was just there along for the ride until he got drubbed. Why was this man getting a shot in his side? Can somebody tell me from over there? Why he get a shot in his side, bro? I need answers, man. Just like Jack Nicholson said, I need freaking answers. Just like Tom Cruise said, I need answers. You want the truth? I don't think they want the truth, man. Because Spence, their king, their Lord, their Savior, the Most High, Supreme Being, he could not be touched prior to July 29th. But all of this information is coming out, not in 23, but in 24. Why in the hell did this man not get glaucoma if 3 years ago he said start the form? 3 years ago. It started the form. 3 years ago. It started the form. And he didn't say anything about it. He wanted to go in there and say, why? Do you think I got beat up with 50 jabs and hooks and try to take that away from Terrence Crawford? And now you making it a point to that let us know it's formed 3 years ago, which said, okay, Errol Spence was in the ring with Danny Garcia, and he was in the ring with Yordenis Ugas. He won both of those fights. Why didn't you say that is why I was able to go in there and beat up them the way I did? Because I'm that good. Why you can't use that with Crawford? Why are you using this condition that happened 3 years ago to say that's the reason why you got beat up? Man, get out of here. That's BS, bro, and you know it. That's BS, man. That's BS. That's just an excuse. Your fans know it's an excuse. Real talk. We don't need a survey on this shit or none of that. We don't need a survey. We don't need a poll. That is bullshit, bro. Now, three years ago, you gotta look at it to now. 3 years ago wouldn't have been around his car accident. You know what I'm saying? He had his car accident 12 days after the Sean Porter fight. It might have been 12-ish, 13, whatever, 12 days. He had that car accident in October. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, Toby, we don't, when you say car accident, he's had multiple, but I know which one you're referring to. You know what I'm saying? But he fought Sean Porter in September of 28, and he had the accident early October. You know what I'm saying? And that was 2019. So if you go from his fight with, I think Spence wanted to say it was 3+ years ago. If he's talking about, but he said it tried to form. It was formed 3 years. It started to form 3 years ago. So could it be a residual effect from the accident? Possibly. But he said it started to form. It started to form 3 years ago. So that means that's after. You know what I'm saying? And, maybe I read it too quick. 3 years ago would have been around his car accident. I'm not sure, because you have to, try to guess in the dark about what 3 years he talking about, because he had an accident in October. You know what I'm saying? He had it October 2019. But when you talk about the Danny Garcia fight, we're talking about from the Sean Porter to Danny Garcia fight, that's over a year out the ring. That's over a year out the ring. We're talking about 15 months. So you go from Danny Garcia all the way up to December of 2023. That's 3 years. So did it form prior to when he was in fight camp with Danny for Danny Garcia fight? Who knows, man? This guy's putting out shit all over the place, man. Who knows? maybe he couldn't see to drive. That's why he had the accident. Toby, I'm gonna try to say this without any laughter, okay? Okay, I don't want you to unsubscribe, but under the influence, it doesn't matter if you got two eyes. Certain things you're not gonna see. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, and when you're under the influence, and this is not allegedly, this is facts. You can have three eyes and still be fucked up and have an accident. So if one of those eyes was messed up, you know, but he still, you know, was under the influence, then the other eye was messed up, it wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't have mattered because he was under the influence. He was inebriated. He pleaded to a DWI, driving while intoxicated. That's public record. But I understand where you at, though. You know what I'm saying? I understand where you at. Shout out to Big Bunsen Boxing on deck. What's good? I understand where you at with it, Toby. Real talk. I understand where you at with it. I get it. But y'all understand where I'm at with it. I'm not going to take extremely amount of time on this because it's just so much to talk about. But remember, Teofimo Lopez, understand that I gave you the forecast. And wolf tickets are not allowed. You know what I'm saying? Wolf tickets ain't allowed. You are no different than all the other fighters who called out Crawford during this time where he's already tied into a contract. Period. It's all good. Nobody's getting mad. Nobody even care except to listen and talk about them and make, you know, get some input from others according to whose side they on. See, this is going to be tricky because a lot of these black content creators, you know, they was out here running smear campaigns on freaking Crawford, but they don't like Teo. Look, they don't like Teofimo Lopez. So, you know, they're going to be torn. You know, some of them gonna act like they're going to vouch in favor of Crawford. Like I've heard already. They're going to try to, well, Crawford's did too much and this, that, and the other. No, just keep the same energy you had when Crawford Spence. Y'all don't like Teo. You know what I'm saying? Y'all still don't like Teo because he called Deontay Wilder a bitch. You know what I'm saying? You know, every little itty bitty thing that he knows how to get under your skin in the media, y'all allow him to do it. But this ain't gonna work. Y'all know damn well he ain't stepping in the ring with Crawford. Y'all know damn well that shit ain't happening. And if he does, I want to see it. I want to see him step in the ring with Crawford. Real talk. I want to see that. But man, y'all hold it down. Appreciate y'all pulling up. Shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game. A-Side Official. I'm out.
Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss. Now you counting stars. Should've practiced more. Should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports.